this January 13th Jackson County Commission meeting to order. Have a roll call.
District 1, Mr. Guthrie.
Present.
District 2, Mr. Venable.
Present.
District 3, Mr. Miller.
Present.
And District 4, Mr. Leadwell.
Present.
Quorum is present, so we can conduct business. Have our invocation by Mr. Porter and our pledge by Mr. Leonard.
Lord God, we're blessed to be here today. We thank you for the wonderful sunshine that we had over the weekend. Thank you for the rain that we have today that nourishes the grounds. Things can grow and life can continue. We thank you for all our blessings. Thank you for these men that have chosen to dedicate a portion of their life to public service, serving on this commission, and we pray that they'll have wisdom and make the right decisions that are in the best interest of the county and all the citizens that are here. So God, we thank you for them, and we pray you'll be with them and with their families. Watch over us all and guide us and direct us and forgive us. In Christ's name we pray.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're in tight quarters today. We have an earlier meeting, so we have to have it in the order here. So thank you all for coming and staying warm here with us. First item will be the approval of the minutes from our previous meeting. I would like to ask that we strike the conversation regarding the motion to approve Jackson County Park Sewer Project, and that we ask that to reflect that the conversation was held regarding the funds for that project, and we are looking to determine where the total of those funds will be paid from. So if we could strike the conversation, which starts with comments from Laurel and ends regarding the Scottsboro Electric Board. Any other changes or questions to that? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the minutes with that change?
So moved.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item is approval of the agenda for the meeting. We have 6 items on the agenda. Do we have any changes before we proceed? Entertain a motion to approve the agenda with those items. Motion, we have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Have no awards or presentations and no public comments, so we have no old business, so we'll move on to new business. First item is motion to approve the appropriation changes. We were presented last week with a list of changes to our appropriations. It cut several of the appropriations, annual appropriations the county gives in half. That sheet was given to you last week, and I think Bob may have a copy if you need to take another look at it. But before further discussion, we'll entertain a motion to approve those changes for this fiscal year.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion on that item? Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Next item is motion to approve lowering the automobile sales tax from 1% to 0.6%. You have a copy of the resolution in your packets. Excuse me. This would change both of the previous resolutions that were passed to 0.3%. Originally they were 0.5%. So that'll bring the total down to 0.6% from what it is currently 1%. So before any further discussion, we'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution. I think the only change was on the last page, and that was, I think, changed in the final copy.
I'll make a motion.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion on that item? I think that'll be a positive thing, and hopefully we'll see some increased sales for our local folks here.
What happens after the 24 months? Do we relook at it and vote again?
We'll have to vote to discontinue it at that time. We can vote to discontinue, or if we see it's doing what it needs to, it will continue on. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Any other questions or comments? I'm sure by that time we'll have a good year's numbers under the belt to kind of see how it's going. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item, motion to approve and sign a resolution regarding the A-Trip project for County Road 470. And Mr. Widener, if you would quickly specify again what these resolutions will do.
Okay, what these do is just a resolution agreeing to Aldot's project, the funds, everything that will be furnishing, and the federal funds will be furnished. The total cost of this project, the first one, is County Road 417, and it's, I'm sorry,
470.
470. That's the road that goes from Pikeville Store up to 33, and total cost of that project is estimated to be about $217,000. Our matching money, as we've discussed in the past, is 20% of that, or about $54,000. And this is just the next process in signing the agreement and going forward with it. And this project is scheduled to be let to be January 31st this year. And we'll probably, I was telling the chairman, probably like mid-February is when our matching money will need to be needed.
Are these in addition to what we've already approved for a trip, or is this?
This is
Just
all
part of it?
This is all part of it, just an ongoing process.
2 of the 8 projects, right, that were
Yeah,
approved?
2 of the 8 projects, we've already done one, which is 17, and this is number 2. And then I'll talk about the other one.
We'll go ahead.
Go ahead with it.
151, is that?
Yeah, the third one is on the County Road 151. It's actually a bridge replacement project. A little history on this bridge is, back before you all took office, there was some issues with it regarding school buses not being able to cross and all. It's really been a kind of a thorn to the Board of Education as far as school bus travel goes. And we've done some work, made some turnarounds on both sides, because there was no way to get the bridge to where a school bus could cross it because of condition. At that time, we felt like this A-trip, we'd be able to get it took care of on this. So that was a lot of our criteria in picking this bridge to be replaced. The total cost of this bridge is estimated to be $945,000, and our part will be $189,000. It's also scheduled to be let January 31st, and with the matching money due maybe a couple of weeks after.
And before we proceed, as far as the funds go, we can have a resolution for the last meeting of this month. I think he said regarding if we do spend any monies, that will be repaid out of the loan that we do. I suspect we'll be prepared, hopefully by the end of this month, though, to make the vote on that loan. We need to talk about that this week and get some finalized numbers, but hopefully by the last meeting this month, we'll be prepared to move forward with that. But we will be covered either way to reimburse these funds if we have to use them from 116 for the time being. So before we proceed, are there any other questions on those items? Comments? We can approve both resolutions or do them separately, so this time we'll entertain a motion for either both resolutions or for 470.
Make a motion to approve both together.
Okay, have a motion for both resolutions. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion, further discussion? When will actual project begin, you suspect?
It's usually from the bid, from the date of bid, it's usually anywhere from 2 to 3 months, which is going to put us about mid-spring sometime.
Okay.
So maybe early summer, especially on a paving job. We don't try to push that if we get close to summer, so we can get some good hot weather.
Right.
Bridge job, it'll probably be 2 months or so after the bid.
This bridge job is a total replacement,
Total
correct?
replacement, total realignment, total everything. We've already purchased right away and got all that took care of. And actually had to do some changing around driveways for people. The people just been real cooperative with us in that area. They realized, it's changing their whole front yard. They've been real cooperative, and it's all been took care of. And worked out real well.
Any other questions or comments?
Is there access from both sides? Is there access from both sides of the bridge when it's not a dead end road?
No, it's a through road, yeah. Through road, yeah. That's what we had to do with the school bus. We had to build turnarounds on both sides so that we could go down and turn around. We got such a condition that
How long will it take to do that bridge project?
probably the end of the year. If we get started in spring, it'll be done by the end of the year.
Any other comments, questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second for both of these items. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item's regarding public hearing for February 17th in Pisgah. This is regarding County Road 61, the request for a road closure in Pisgah. So I spoke with the principal, and he said that the 17th would be the best date out of the options that was given. So, like, we need to reschedule our meeting from the courthouse to the school there for that date. So entertain a motion to approve that change.
So move.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Purpose will be for the public hearing on County Road 61.
Correct, and we'll have our work session to follow.
And the minutes need to reflect that. We got a motion setting that.
Correct. Motion and second, any further discussion on that?
Our work session, we will hold out there also, is that right?
Other questions or comments? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item, announce the vacancies on the DHR board. I don't think a motion is necessary for this. We've had we've got two resignations actually, one for the DHR board and one for the Mountain Lakes Behavioral Board. If you don't have copies of those resignations, I'll get you a copy of them. But we will need to replace this, so we'll open this up for anybody that is interested in applying for these boards. We'll have this open for the next 2 weeks until Friday the 24th at 4:30 p.m. So anyone wishing to serve on this board will need to get a request into us by Friday the 24th of January by 4:30, and then we'll consider those on the 27th for approval. The terms for that, the DHR board will expire September 2019, and the Mountain Lakes board is an unexpired term, and that'll end in April of 2018. Any questions or comments on that?
Mr. Chairman, I noticed that the lady that resigned from DHR, hers actually expired in September. Are we making any headway on our appointments? Getting a good list of when these appointments expire?
Yeah, we were notified. We changed our notification process, and that's why we got this letter the way it's set up now. We should get letters from this point forward. I think that our staff has contacted all the boards. We sent a letter out kind of telling them the new process, so hopefully we'll start to see that happen. And we are making headway as far as knowing when the appointments are supposed to be made. We're gathering some of the articles of incorporation, different things like that to understand how those appointments are made and when. Any other questions or comments? All right, so that concludes the business on our agenda for this evening. We move on to our reports. Mr. Manning?
Nothing today.
Mr. Widener?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Porter?
I don't have.
Mr. Barnes? Chief Justice?
Nothing, sir.
All right, Mr. Miller?
No, sir.
Mr. Venable?
No, sir.
Mr. Guthrie?
No, sir.
Mr. Lindsey?
No, sir.
That concludes the items on our agenda. So with that, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion, we have a second.
Second.
All those in favor say